I have found the best sniper sensitivity in Call of Duty Mobile. Hello, what's his face, is Tigon here, and for the last week I have destroyed and tweaked my sensitivity for hours. And crazy thing about that is I play speed acceleration, so that's really bad for me because I have to remember basically like another value on top of the value I already have to remember for my fixed speed. So because when you use speed acceleration, the more you move your finger, or the faster you move your finger, the more distance you get with your flick. So that's another thing that was also hard about this. And then lastly, I played gyroscope, so my sensitivity was like completely destroyed this week and I lost so many rank points. But I have found the best sensitivity for sniping in Call of Duty Mobile. Not only that, I found it and then I decided not to use it and use the sensitivity I was already using. But for everyone else, this is literally the best sensitivity, and I'm going to get into that right now. So let's go. About a week ago, I was realizing that, hey, when I wanted to go ahead and hard scope or do anything that required very precise and very precision shots, it didn't hit all the time. And even when it did, which I was pretty adept at using my high sensitivity for hard scoping, even when it did hit, it was very hard. It took a lot of energy and a lot of preciseness of my fingers. So that meant I needed to lower my sensitivity, didn't it? Because there are a few things that you have to know when sniping. Well, there's a few ways to snipe. There's first, of course, quick scoping, then there's hard scopes, flick shots, drag scopes, and then of course you have the movement sniping, which is a drop shot, a jump shot, and a slide shot. Now for all of these, you have to be able to be fluid. I want to master all of these types of sniper shots, and for certain ones, for example hard scoping, you need very exact sensitivity, you need very exact crosshair placement. Just like a jump shot, you need very exact crosshair placement. So how am I going to do that with my sensitivity so high? My first idea was to go ahead and lower it. So what I went is I went to settings, went to my sensitivity, and I actually went ahead and lowered my sniper scope sensitivity all the way down to 69. And I played with that all the way up to 72, and I kept it in between that range. And when I went to a rank match, it was insane. I got like 4 shots right off the bat, just back to back to back with like a 4 on. It was crazy, and it was a domination match. Freaking Discord. It was a domination match, but yeah, it was pretty nice, to be honest. And I was like, okay, this is nice. I started playing a few more matches, then I realized, hey, it's kind of hard to go ahead and, you know, flick shot because my sensitivity is so low. I mean, I could do it better than most people, the average sniper, but it was still kind of hard. So what I did is I went up here and then I increased my speed acceleration value to 162, and in between that and 163, so 162. And I kept on playing with this and tweaking it until I got a pretty good sensitivity. I had a 162 speed acceleration. I left my sensitivity the same because it wasn't that big of a jump from 150. And then I had my sniper scope sensitivity at 69 to 72. I settled on 69. And that's where I kept it. And it was a pretty good sensitivity. The only problem is, and I feel like it's the best, this type of sensitivity, is it's not for me because I like to be super aggressive with my sniping. I like to run into a building and try to flick shot an MSMC player from point blank range without even looking at them, which, hey, I can do it. I've practiced a lot with it and I can do it because of how high my sensitivity is, but it would always mess up my hard scoping. So I thought this would be the next best thing, and it is pretty good. It's pretty freaking good. It is better than the average pro sniper's sensitivity in Call of Mobile because they basically can't move that much. They can't really do that many flick shots. Maybe if they're on tablet they can, but if you're on a phone, it's gonna be really hard for you to go ahead and do flick shots if you have like a low 60, 70, and 70 type of acceleration deal. So the better option, so you can have that and remain accurate, is the one I'm proposing here, which I feel like it is the best sensitivity for sniping, is to have a low sniper scope sensitivity and then have a high acceleration value. Now don't make it too high, always keep it between 100 and 200. I've even tested a theory where I had the speed acceleration at 300% and a relatively low sniper scope sensitivity at 69 or somewhere in between there, and it is pretty bad because only problem is it would be great for flick shots and being accurate, but your standard sensitivity does take a hit and it's almost nearly impossible to control. The amount of energy to go ahead and control that would not be worth it. You'd be better off just practicing and playing how you are. But this is the best sensitivity currently for sniping, without doing what the thing I'm going to tell you next, but this is it. So I've tested it and tweaked it, and it can do basically anything that you need to do for sniping, and you are going to be able to do flick shots similar to what I can do, and of course you're going to be able to do really exact shots, and I feel like this is really great. Now the only problem is I got addicted, or I got spoiled by how fast my speed acceleration was and how high my actual sniper scope sensitivity was. So I had that at like what, 151, and I had my speed acceleration value at 150, and that was a pretty good situation I had going on. The only problem is, of course, as I said, I cannot snipe really hard. I can't snipe hard. I can't do hard scopes really. I mean, I can, but it takes a lot of energy. Let me not, because you guys have seen me do hard scopes, but it takes a lot of energy, a lot of effort. Move my finger one wrong direction, it's over. Boom, kaplow. So yeah, that was cringy, and I did it. But gyroscope, right? I mean, I've used it in the past, and I've pretty much mastered it in this game, but I haven't used it on the level where it's completely ingrained in my sniping. And this is gonna be like really the first time anyone has used something like that on mobile, because there haven't been really any other mobile games that have been first-person shooters that have had gyroscope like this, except for PUBG Mobile and its team deathmatch mode. But essentially, what I'm doing here, guys, is I have a sniper scope sensitivity of 20, and now I completely use that to hard scope. I basically use my finger to get it just in a general area, and then I'm at the same time using gyroscope to aim and hit it. And I've tried it. It's just as good as a very low sensitivity for your sniper scope sensitivity. So it's just as good as that. But there's also a benefit to having a low sensitivity for snipers in terms of just getting that shot and making it accurate. So now another thing I do is I scope in while moving, and in between the time I'm scoping in, I'm shifting from using my finger to using gyroscope purely to get that drag scope to make sure my shots are more accurate and on point. Because as I said, there's drag scoping, which most people don't really do, but when you have a lower sensitivity, it is easier to do a drag scope. You aim slightly to the left of a person and you just flick back on. So that is allowing me to do drag scopes way easier than doing a crazy flick shot, which is like completely all over the place. So this is the best sensitivity. So essentially, here I go. If you are someone that doesn't use gyroscope and you don't want to have the hassle, which is it's completely fine, you don't want to use gyroscope, the sensitivity where you have a very high speed acceleration and you have a lower sniper scope sensitivity is good for you, and that's way better than, in my opinion and what I've tested, than having a very low sensitivity and you're accurate but you aren't as fluid, if you know what I mean. So by doing this, you're gonna get basically the best of both worlds. You won't be able to do super crazy things, but you can still do crazy things. Like, I tested this sensitivity. I was playing with like a legendary MSMC user, and I was doing this. Me and my friends were just in a lobby or whatever. We were just having fun doing 1v1s and 2v1s, and I was still able to snipe him from point blank range. It was super fun. So all that means is you're just not going to be able to do super insane flicks, but hey, it's still really good. I'm just spoiled in the fact that I want to be able to do like what a freaking 270 flick. So this is super good. I just went ahead and said, I like my sensitivity already. I can do 270 flicks, and hey, I already know gyroscope. Let me just use gyroscope to aim. But if you guys use this, you will be able to get way more flick shots and last longer, because hey, even if you're a really good pro sniper who has a low sensitivity and you're able to hit like all your shots, this is going to be even better because you're not always going to be able to be in that perfect position. No matter how good of a sniper you are, there's always going to be a situation where someone comes up to you close and you may not be able to rearrange that. So with this, you're going to be able to actually be able to then tackle those types of situations. But this has been Tigon. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like rating. Like it if you liked it, dislike if you didn't, and tell me why. And yeah, that's all. Adios. But I'm almost at legendary, guys, and I'm gonna show you, I guess, when I'm done, a montage of me mastering this whole gyroscope type thing in a way where I don't think it's been done before with sniping. So it's kind of weird. Like, I know you guys saw my gyroscope mastery video, which if you look, I use it to aim my crosshair and have better crosshair placement. But this is gonna be just like a crazy use of gyroscope. It's gonna be super ingrained in like even just me doing flick shots or quick scopes. Like, I've already done it like that, but it's not been to the level where I'm about to use it. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, that's all. Peace out. And if you keep on hearing gyroscope, if you keep on hearing Discord popping up from my headphones, it's because I can't find a certain server that's just completely spamming my notifications. But peace out, guys.